The Red Sox need some help, man. This Red Sox team, it stinks. Back to 500 again at 22-22. I couldn't even believe how they lost this game to Detroit. Christian Campbell hits a 2-run homer in the 11th to take a 2-run lead. You have two guys on, one of them being the ghost runner. And Javier Baez is the winning run. He's at the plate. The only way he can beat you is with a 3-run homer. Javier Baez will swing at literally fucking anything. Anything. He's the least selective hitter in like the history of baseball. He will swing at anything within the same zip code as home plate. Greg Weissert out there for a second inning of work with Liam Hendricks sitting out there in the bullpen gives him an absolute fucking meatball, 3-run homer to that stiff, and the Red Sox blow another one. They have no backbone and show nothing to say that they're a playoff team. Their last 1-run win was on April 19th. 3 weeks, man. It's almost a month, actually. April 19th. Since then, they are 0-7 in 1-run games. They have the most 1-run losses in the league. That is the mark of a team that is not going to be able to get it done. If you can't win close games, you're not going to make the postseason. Like, forget a World Series or winning a round. Like, you're not making the postseason at all if you can't win 1-run games. And the Red Sox have proven time and time again, they cannot win 1-run games. And I've said this before about this team. We're getting close to Memorial Day, which is usually the first kind of measuring stick, I would say, in the baseball season. But we're also more than a quarter of the way through. So I would say that's a kind of a landmark point as well. And a quarter of the way through the season, they're 22-22. They're pure mid. And that's flattering because most of the time they look bad. And just when you think they're turning a corner, they take a series against the hottest team in baseball, the Kansas City Royals, you blow it in back-to-back games against Detroit. A good team, but still, come on. Have some pride. And the thing that gets me is you're talking about a 22-22 team this year that finished 81-81 last year. And the proof is all there. Sometimes not all 81s and 81s are created equal. This looks like an 81-81 team. They look like last year's team. Casas out for the year. Defense, bad. Base running, better in stolen bases, but still not making great decisions on the base paths. Hitting with runners in scoring position, putrid, awful, horrendous, worst in the league. You've still got major holes in your infield. What has changed? Oh, yeah, and you don't get consistent starting pitching. And worse than that, your bullpen is awful. Awful outside of Chapman. The 37-year-old serial wife beater is the best guy you've got out in that bullpen. And it just kind of keeps going from bad to worse for this Red Sox team. Last night, this is from Tom Caron. Last night, the Red Sox struck out 7 times with runners in scoring position. They've struck out 122 times with runners in scoring position this season. That is not only tops in MLB, but 12 strikeouts more than the next worst team in that category. You want to talk about an approach. They can't even put the ball in play. I mean, we were talking about this after the first series of the season, and it's the middle of May, and that's not changed. I know, pitching is there before hitting is. It's the middle of fucking May, and they still can't put the ball in play when they have guys on base. They can't even make productive outs. At some point, how do you stop just being all right, let's just keep doing this. Let's just keep doing it. Let's Pete Fatse, he's been so great for us in the past. He's really elevated our hitting in the past. How does he still have a job? I'm sorry. How? How does that guy have a fucking job? It's not just that they're not getting the big hit. They're not getting the big put the ball in play. Get a sacrifice fly. Hit a fucking ground ball to the right side of the infield. They can't do that. They can't advance runners. They can't put the ball in play. I mean, seriously, man. It's like watching your worst high school team just swinging at everything and can't even put the ball in play. And yet Pete Fatse's still got a job. Alex Cora still has a job because this is where I'm starting to wonder. Alex Cora, has that great stacked team in 2018. They win the World Series. 2021 is really probably his best managerial job to get them to the ALCS. Other than that, they missed the playoffs every year. They had a losing record in 3 of those years. They finished in last place 3 of those years. Like, what is the excuse now? His teams, they don't hit with guys in scoring position. They don't field well. They don't have focus. They don't have good baseball IQ. And there's always drama. How much more of a pass are we giving Alex Cora? This is ridiculous. And I'll tell you, in a couple of different ways, the 2004 Red Sox have ruined our perception. I wouldn't trade it for anything. This is not me complaining about the 04 Red Sox, right? But first and foremost, you're never going to get a playoff run like that again. The team is never going to matter to the city as much as it did at that time ever again. Whatever. But the other thing is, that team was hovering around 500 until the All-Star break or so. And then they really turned it on and turned it around and won the World Series. The second half, they completely turned things around. That happens once a generation for a team. Once maybe every 30, 40 years, they have a season like that. You know, the amazing Mets and the 04 Red Sox, that doesn't happen all the time. So there will be people that will watch this continue. And if they're 500 in the middle of July, they'll say, oh, well, the 04 team did it. This isn't that, man. You've got to start figuring this out way the hell before the All-Star break. Way the hell before that. And it starts with your rotation. It's not just your bullpen, but Tanner Houck, good Lord have mercy on that young man. This is something that Alex Cora, once again, has never really put together a great pitching staff. There's always been problems, over usage of them, not having them ready to start a season. And Tanner Houck has been on a slippery slope since he made the All-Star game last year. Since July of last year, 10 months, they haven't been able to get this kid right after being an All-Star. And this game he had on Monday was just horrible, man. He had like the worst game score of any Red Sox pitcher in the last 60 years in a start in the middle of April. It was actually 4 weeks to the day before this last start. And this one might have been even worse. 2 1/3 innings, 11 earned runs. Gave up 2 home runs, which is, more than he struck out. That's just terrible. He didn't strike out a single guy. Tanner Houck, that wipeout stuff. He couldn't do that. It's just like, how does this keep getting worse? How does this keep getting worse for him? By the way, Tanner Houck is the first pitcher in MLB history to allow 11-plus runs in a start of fewer than 3 innings pitched twice in the same season. He did it in the span of 4 weeks. He did it twice in 28 days. Like, record levels of futility here. And the poor kid, man, he's like practically crying in the dugout. And after the game, he's saying, I've never been in a spot like this. I've never been so lost. Nothing is working. With all that we know about mental health in sports, like, can we put the kid on the shelf? Give him some time to collect his thoughts. He's just been battered and battered and battered for the last 10 months. He can't get out of his own way. Like, just keep giving Hunter Dobbins the starts. Give him Tanner Houck starts here. Giolito looked fine his last time out. But there are so many goddamn questions on this Red Sox team that I'm getting genuinely sick of it. It's the same thing we watched all of last year, even with all this money that they splashed in the offseason. And the trade, Crochet, and then bringing in Bregman, and then, extending, calling up a guy and extending him like Christian Campbell. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're just spinning wheels here. And this city is not going to stand for it much longer, because guess what? The Celtics are in tank mode. The Bruins are fucking awful. The Patriots are the worst franchise in the league right now. And here's the Red Sox golden opportunity, and they're just pissing it away. And I'll tell you, I don't know who brought it up. Someone brought it up in the greater Boston sports media, but like, Alex Bregman had a pretty good deal on the table with the Tigers, and they thought they were really going to get Bregman. And he picks the Red Sox, which is a better deal, but he's got an opt-out after 1 year. That Tigers team, I mean, they're as good as just about anybody in the American League, in a weak American League. You don't think Alex Bregman's having second thoughts about that? Yeah, my numbers are pretty good at Fenway right now. It's a little short porch to left, unlike Comerica. But I can get paid a lot of money there too, and we can win some baseball games. I don't know if I could win baseball games here. And I don't know if I could deal with this clubhouse shit anymore. We had a cheating scandal in Houston, and the locker room was more united than when Rafi Devers is in it for the Red Sox. What needs to change? Please let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's free. Helps me keep my job. Helps us towards 4,000 subscribers. We're talking nothing but Boston sports 5 days a week, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts. So check out the other videos on the channel and join us every weekday. I'm Cam Stuart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air.